The other running back who was catching passes because he already was catching passes when he came out of college, a rookie last year, who has very little competition himself. Not only do they clear out the backfield by getting rid of Lauren Carpenter, well, they let Fournette go. They didn't really draft much. They didn't really do anything behind Rachaad White, which made everybody go, yeah, Rachaad White in Dynasty. I said, yeah, trade opportunity in Dynasty, because I'm still waiting for two things. One, a terrible offense, because it's going to be Baker Mayfield or Kyle Trask, unless, well, I was going to say Carson Wentz, but that doesn't really improve their team. They're tanking without tanking. Rachaad White should lead this backfield. Chase Edmonds, how many times are we going to do this Chase Edmonds thing? Rachaad White, clearly the best talent, clearly has the backfield to himself. Do they bring back Fournette? Do they sign Zeke? Do they muck this up with somebody else? All this being said, Lauren, Rachaad White has it, but he is going to be on what we assume to be a pretty pitiful offense, which the numbers have bared out for years and years and years. The late Mike Tagliere did an article on this saying that if you're a bottom 10 offense, very unlikely that you have a top 10 running back. So Rachaad White, I don't even give you top 10. Can Rachaad White be top 20 on the Buccaneers?
Oh God, that's tough. No. No. I'm thinking maybe 22, 23, but top 20, I think, is exceeding what his ceiling is going to allow him to do. However, that still doesn't mean that I'm going to pass him up in the draft if he falls late enough. I am not drafting him as my RB1, obviously, but an RB2, possible RB3 flex opportunity because of the volume, because of the limited competition that he has as of today, because we don't know, like you said, Jake, are they going to muck this up? It's possible that they will, and then I will be sad, and tears will come out of my eyes, and I will be, desolate.
And you may end up having a lot of shares of him because of what you just said. He's going to fall down draft wars. He's going outside the top 24. He's not getting treated as an.
I would only
RB2.
use him in a matchup-based situation too.
Because if you go back before the draft even happened, people were drafting him top 20, pushing top 15 because they're like, Rachaad White's got the backfield. You saw what he did.
Yeah.
I'll read it off to you from week 10. 10.5, 15.4, 15.9, 10.2, 4.8, 13.3, and then 7.3. That's mixing with Fournette in some of those games. Fournette wasn't out there for every single one of them, but that's with Fournette mixing in. Everybody's like, oh my gosh, Fournette's gone. Rachaad White. And then they don't draft anybody, Meaney, and he went down.
I know.
That's confusing to me. Like, I don't
get it either. No, I mean, he's one of the biggest winners. He's one of the biggest winners. Akers too. Those guys are two of the biggest winners from a fantasy standpoint because their teams didn't do anything. And you just rattled off the numbers. I mean, there's one game here with 20 carries. It was the game in Germany. He was fantastic. It was 22 for $105, but he wasn't efficient, like 3.7 yards per carry, but he had 129 carries. To me, I think that this guy will be a borderline top 10 back in terms of touches. Like, how can he not be? He's going to carry. It's his backfield. He's going to get, I think, anywhere from 15 plus carries a game. He already proved he can be a fantastic pass catcher. 50 catches as a rookie on 58 targets.
Yeah.
Now, part of that is Brady and the dump offs. Like, it's not going to flow as nicely. And we talked about the offense. They still have a ton of weapons.
Is it weird that I'm more
Baker
excited
Mayfield's
for
not good as
Rachaad?
Brady?
Oh yeah, weird. Breaking news.
Baker was great with the Rams.
Is it weird that I'm more excited? I'm more excited about Kyle Trask being the quarterback than I am about Baker Mayfield for Rachaad.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm with Meaney.
I'm way more excited about Trask.
I know we're talking running backs, but a quick pivot on this. Lauren, you weren't on the show when I was talking about with Meaney because we were talking the ranks that week, but I sat here and said, I feel like Baker Mayfield's, like, unfortunately, his downfall is partly his play, but it's not all his fault. It was so much hype coming out of college, the PFF side of the world. And like, we all like PFF. I'm not coming for them, but like the number one quarterback since blah, 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 the best pick, like whatever, he's going to be all this. And then he came out as a rookie and played really well. And especially for fantasy, you're like, oh my gosh. And the hype went out of control. It's similar to, sorry, Meaney, but it's similar to Carson Wentz that one year. It was like, all of a sudden we have a top five. He's a new top five quarterback. This is the next great thing. It's going to be amazing. And then he struggled. And I don't think Baker Mayfield's never really not been Baker Mayfield. I just think this is who he is. The hype and excitement just blew it out of proportions. And he was a victim of it's basically a victim of his circumstances.
But think,
I love how he's unapologetic about it too. He's just kind of like, no, this is who I am. This is who I am. This is how I play. This is my attitude. This is my personality. Love it or leave it. Like, I still know. I like Kyle Trask. He's been in that system for a little. Actually, no, I want Blaine Gabbert. I want him to be starting.
Come on. Now we're just saying names.
I know Blaine Gabbert. He's my Missouri boy. Come on. Of course, I want to cheer for someone from Missouri.
I guess
he's not even there anymore.
The Missouri.
I know. I understand.
Bring him back.
But I'm just saying, do better, Buccaneers.
It's funny you mentioned, and I never want to bring up Skip because the guy's not all there. But even the hype. I remember Skip saying that Baker Mayfield would be bigger in Cleveland than LeBron James would ever be. Like that was the type of hype that this guy had. That clip just surfaced last week, so that's why I remember it. But Baker Mayfield, he did great with the Rams. With what
he did.
Just Sean McVay helping him out. Who was
YOLO!
Tutu Atwell and like. Come on. So now he's in a situation where, listen, there are some good players on the Bucs.
Like Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, you don't get much better than that. Those two.
Cade Auden, I think, is a decent little tight end. And I like Rachaad White. I'm in on the price. You know what I think of Rachaad White, Jake, 2 years ago with James Conner? Like we played this Connor game and Connor ended up finishing as a solid RB2 and he wasn't super sexy. It was like, I think 3.7, 3.8 yards per carry. He got all the goal line work. He got all the touches. He got the work. Arizona wasn't a fantastic offense either. It could be very similar. You're going to get a guy outside the top 24 that may get 300 touches. Maybe he falls into 7 to 8 rushing touchdowns. I think it's another good value. I mean, I don't want to rocket him as a top 20 back, but I love the value.
I do too. Yeah, I like solid RB2 I can get, but I can't get behind saying RB20 or above lock. I love his opportunity and I love that he's falling, which makes me happy because I will have a lot of shares of him if I can get him at the right cost.
You know what would help to figure out if he gets inside the top 20, like some of these other players around. There's something.
There's something.
I wonder what we should do.
We could do something.
I wonder.
Lauren, do you know what we should do?
I think we should make a list.
Yes. You got to yell it a little bit more, but a little. You got to get.
That was better than the first attempt.
That was much better, much improved.
But I picked it up.
You still have.
Wow, you guys are.
You went from like a 2 to like a 6.5. Like you kind of like you.
God, you guys are. I can't be like we need to make a list. Like that sounds really weird.
That's actually a little bit better if you could get like.
They get all like,
hold
on, let me go smoke a cigarette real quick before I do that. Yeah, make a list. Like, no, it's ridiculous.
You do sound a little bit more like
do it. Why do I have to do it?
I thought you did
because Meaney's failed miserably at before.
Oh man, are you kidding me? It took me like 12 times for me to get a 6.5 out of 10. So you did great.
Hey, at least
Meaney was like, "Let's make a list, eh?"
Yeah. Oh, God,
I think we should make a list, guys? And Pia would be like, "What did he just say?" And Jake was like, "Yeah, you're not saying it anymore. You can be part of the list making, but you're not."
Oh my God, can you please do that one more time?
No,
please, God.
That's Steve Fox smiling.
I think we should make a list, everybody. That was funny.
And let's put Rachaad White on it.
Oh my God.
All right.
Should we start at a certain point?
Well, I was going to say, should we start from the bottom and now we're here, or should we go from the top?
Start from the top.
We're doing from the top. You thought I was going to switch it on you. There we go. We're starting from the top. Let's talk. We'll go through some that we've already talked about on the show. Miles Sanders or Rachaad White, Meaney?
I'll go Miles. That's close to me, actually.
That is really close. And I'm going to go White.
Ooh, we've already
I know.
We've already got one. I'm going Sanders, so majority rules on that one. Not to go against you, but I think you guys knew I was going Sanders on that
one. Not to go against Lauren, but I do all the time.
So interesting because if you're drafting today, this might have a different answer than if we're drafting 2 months from now because of the clarity of this. But if you're drafting today, Lauren, Joe Mixon or Rachaad White?
Oh, Lord, on principle or like?
No, like this is for fantasy only. For fantasy only.
Mixon.
I mean, I agree. He's also a pretty good steal right now. I mean, there's some question marks, but he's a 7th round pick. So I'll go Mixon. He's going to catch a bunch of passes.
All right. You get this fun one first there, Meaney. Oh, rookie. Jahmyr Gibbs or Rachaad White?
I don't like where Gibbs is going. Does anybody else feel uncomfortable that Gibbs is?
Well, that's why I'm pulling him down to this list. He's going. I know he's going.
Oh my goodness!
But just this specific toss up.
Oh my gosh!
You're taking Gibbs. I can see it.
I would take Gibbs, but I honestly am not.
I know you
want
to wait 2 rounds and take White. I know.
Yeah, but yeah, the answer is Gibbs.
So straight up, Lauren, Gibbs versus White.
I'll take Gibbs.
Yeah, the answer. Let's be real. The answer is Gibbs. It's just we all hate where he's going right now.
It is. We talked about this a couple weeks ago. I was like, right after the draft, I was like, I love this for Gibbs, and now I'm like, whoa, slow down.
Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
This
when
is
Montgomery
super not
if
okay.
Montgomery plays Jamal Williams' role, then
I know that it's going to be a disaster. Like,
we already hammered this point, but I mean, that's why I bring up Clyde Edwards-Helaire. As soon as Williams stepped out for the season, Edwards-Helaire went to the first round, and we're like, holy crap, chill out. And then this is kind of similar. Like, of course, it's not first round. All right, so let's some of the more recent ones: Lauren, Pacheco, or White. You have potentially limited volume and a great offense versus potential high volume and a terrible offense.
I'm gonna go White. I'm gonna go White here.
That's tough. I'll go Pacheco, but these guys are neck and neck. They're side by side. I'll go Pacheco. Why I split hairs is what we talked about is year 2 in this offense. Great offense. And that's the difference between the two. I mean, White will probably have more touches, but I'll go Pacheco. What
about Akers or White, Meaney?
So these are two beauties that you can get. I find myself leaving a draft with one of the two. I'll go Akers. Yeah, I'll go Akers. It's super close.
I'm gonna go White. I'm gonna go White here. I'm gonna go White. Yeah.
All right.
I'm gonna go more with the consistency.